In this video we're going to show you how to schedule, create and schedule classes. So if we go to the booking system, we'll see in here we created previously some different types of filters and program types, including a test program here. So as you click through the test program, you can then schedule the classes that will be available. So in this case we created a class called test class 1, and if you click that, we now need to actually create the class and put it into the schedule for people to actually choose and book. So we need to log in to the Academy Locker and pop in our password, and once we are in here we then can go through to the booking admin section, and we're going to drop down to the group programs admin, and this is where you can create and edit all of the classes and schedule them. So you can see here we've got some previous ones that are currently active. We can go in and edit those, or we can create a new one. So we're going to go in and create a new class, and this will just be test class 1, and we then just follow the steps that are set out. So here we're going to say this is linked to the test program type. My game level, we're going to say this is a adult group, and we know this is under the test class 1 filter, and we can say that this is an active class. Just put in a short description, and this is the description that shows when you choose the class details will show this. So we can just put in here test description. We'll choose a photo from the repository, and again we then just continue to follow the steps. So the second step is to tag the lesson so that this shows up in the student's My Game area correctly. So if it's a generic lesson that's going to cover most of the areas, then I would suggest just checking all of the boxes. Obviously if it's a specific class, say on putting, then clearly you would only just tag the relevant areas. We're going to add a coach, so in this case we're going to add Coach John Lowe, and then we're going to say that there are 6 places available, and the price of this program is, say, $50. We are just finishing this full stroke pro rate feature, which will pro rate the price as the weeks go on, but that feature is just being completed at the moment. Step 6, so we can put in when the lesson start date is. So we could say this lesson starts on, say, Wednesday the 25th. The registration opens today, and let's say the registration ends on the 25th. This may be a 3-week program, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. You can decide, or whether it happens a day or over a month. So let's just say this is a 5-week program, and now we're ready to schedule the classes. So we're going to put the first class in, and we said the start date was the 25th. So here we can now basically check the date, add a time of that class. So we'll say this class starts from, say, 10 until 11. It's with Coach John, and we're going to set the repeat type as weekly, so that all 5 of these sessions show up. So we can now see there's 2, 3, 4, 5 classes, and just remember when the month view, so we can see here that the first one's on the 25th, the second one's on the 1st, and the 8th, 15th and 22nd. You can now save those. If you do want to go into any of those and amend them, then you can just click on them, either change the time, the coach, or even delete the session. So it's very easy to do that. Once you've saved that, we now just save the lesson, and you've now created and scheduled that specific class, which we can see down here. If we come out of the Academy Locker view, we'll go into the booking system, and we can then just check and test to make sure everything is all in place. We know this is the test class 1, and we should be able to see the class is nicely in the schedule here in calendar view, or if we click through to list view, we'll also see them here. We can click on class details, and this gives us the overview of what we created, and then the customer would just add to the cart, would check out, and then fill in their details. If they've already logged in, they would be pre-populated, or if they're a new customer, they create this, and this then will create an account for them and also send them an email confirmation of what they created. We'll also cover in another video how to create a discount code of which you can then advertise discounts to customers, of which they can enter the discount code there, and that will apply at this point. So that is how you create a class. I'll just go back in and show you exactly what we did as an overview. Go into Academy Locker, and we go to Booking Admin, and we went to Group Programs Admin, and we created this class here. Again, you can go back in and edit the class if you've created or want to update or change anything, but followed the steps through and created it. When people start to book onto the class, you can then choose the attendees drop down here, and you'll see the player record showed with the information and what they paid, which is a handy way to obviously see who is booked on each class.